the stars, wonder what life be like on Mars. Watch her way.
Hey book besties, welcome to my romance reading vlog. I am so excited because my physical TBR is mainly consisting of romance books, and one of my 2023 reading goals is to get through my physical TBR. So I thought it would be fun if I just filmed a video reading some romance books from my physical TBR, but this is my unofficial TBR. I say unofficial because I'm very much a mood reader, so I don't know, we may end up picking something else off my shelf, or I don't even think we'll be able to get through all of these because there are 6 books, but you just never know. So first up, we've got a very anticipated release which came out in January, and that is X's and O's by Amy Lee. This is a friends to lovers romance. This is the second book in the Influences series, and the female main character is a bookstagrammer. This is 100% going to be read in this reading vlog. Also have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I feel like I just really need to read this because it is so hyped up on booktok, and also it is summer here in Australia, so perfect time to read it. We've also got The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, which is a friends to lovers fake dating romance. I love Sarah Adams, so I think we probably will read that too. Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This is a YA romance, and everyone says that if you love Taylor Swift you need to read this, and I'm a huge Swiftie, so I've got to do it. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, another very anticipated read for me, especially after Hayley Pham said this is her favorite rom-com, so I really need to read it. And lastly, I've got Throttled by Lauren Asher, which is the first book in the Dirty Air series. Let me know if you guys have read any of the books that I just showed you. I am super excited to kick off this reading vlog, and I think I want to start with Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, purely for the fact that I trust Hayley Pham's recommendations, so I feel like it is only right that I start with Better Than the Movies. I think it's a childhood enemies to lovers, which I think is going to be so fun. Also, I think this book has a lot of movie rom-com references, which I'm so excited to be like reading about. I'm going to start reading Better Than the Movies. I've got my iced coffee with me, so let's get reading. To chapter 4, which is on page 72. I am really enjoying this book so far. It is so funny. It is cheesy, but in the best way possible because I am eating it up. I will say though, the only thing that I'm nitpicking on is the fact that this has long chapters. Like, they're about 20 pages long, and I'm very much a short chapter girly. I have a very low attention span, so I always struggle when there are long chapters in books, but I feel like the way this book is written, because it is so light-hearted and funny, the long chapters aren't actually bothering me as much as other long chapter books would. In this book, we're following Liz, who is a high school senior, and she is a huge rom-com movie buff. Her and her mum used to binge watch a bunch of rom-com movies together before she passed away, and since her passing, Liz has continued being a rom-com enthusiast, and she's basically wanting her own rom-com fantasy in real life. And then her childhood crush Michael is back in town, and it's 2 weeks left of prom, and she is wanting Michael to notice her and hopefully be her prom date. And she needs help from Wes, who is her next door neighbor and her childhood enemy. They've known each other since they were 5 years old, and they've not really got along since then, and even to this date they are still bickering and definitely not friends. They actually fight over a specific car park spot. Liz makes a deal with Wes to help her get noticed by Michael. So chapter 3 ended off with Wes taking Liz to this high school party where Michael is also attending to hopefully, you know, mingle with Michael and have her own meet cute straight out of a rom-com, but something goes wrong, and let's just say that at the party she has no choice but to be changing out of her cute dress into Wes's oversized sweats. And I love being in Liz's brain because all of the things that happens, she always has a song song that relates to that moment, she'll just be like, oh, this song by Ed Sheeran would be so perfect for this moment. And she always has like little rom-com references included in here, and I absolutely love that. Also, this is one of my favorite things about the book. Every chapter starts with a rom-com movie reference. For example, I'm up to chapter 4, and chapter 4's quote before the actual chapter starts is, "You're not as vile as I thought you were," which is from 10 Things I Hate About You, which is one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. I just love that every time you finish a chapter, you get to see what the next chapter's quote is. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little update on how this is going. Definitely enjoying it so far. I'm going to continue reading though, but I'll probably give you another update later tonight. This is definitely the Duff vibes because we have like a little makeover sort of scene. Wes takes Liz shopping for a whole new wardrobe because her style isn't really fashion forward, and he also buys her Chuck Taylor shoes, and I'm like, that's actually so cute. But yeah, this is definitely reminding me of the Duff makeover scene. Is it cheesy? Absolutely. But am I loving it? Absolutely. Also, we're officially 100 pages in. Last night I managed to get up to page 182, which is on chapter 8. So we're actually halfway through the book. So I'm going to be spending my morning finishing off Better Than the Movies. And then I am really wanting to pick up my anticipated new release, which is X's and O's. I think that's the book that I'm probably the most excited to read. So hopefully that doesn't disappoint. But I have got my morning cup of tea, and I'm also sitting in my little egg chair, which is actually new. I love it. Better Than the Movies, and this was better than a movie. That was cringy. This is probably the cheesiest rom-com I have ever read, but I just ate it up because it was just so fluffy and sweet. I just love me a good YA cheesy rom-com every now and then, and this book really captured the cheesy rom-com vibes. I loved Wes and Liz. They were so cute together and so funny. They had the best dialogue and the best banter. I also really liked the fact that this book also did have an element of emotion, in the sense that we really got to see Liz kind of struggling with her senior year because she is missing all of these milestones with her mum because her mum's passed away. Just her dealing with grief and healing and moving on, and also finding comfort in Wes. Also, this book has a playlist for Wes and Liz, and in the book itself, Liz actually makes a playlist for her and Wes because she loves music. There's Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Billie Eilish, Adele. Like, there's some really good bangers in here. Also, I was literally squealing when I read this sentence from Wes. Enemies to lovers, it's our trope. The man knows romance tropes. Love. I'll give you guys my final rating of this book at the end of this reading vlog because I'm trying not to rate books straight after reading them because I need some time to like think over it, but I can definitely confirm that this was a fun read and I really enjoyed it, and it's a book I would definitely recommend. Now I'm going to start X's and O's. This cover is absolutely stunning and I am so excited because this is the first book that's been released in 2023 that I'm actually reading, so that's fun. X's and O's follows Tara and Trevor. Tara is actually a bookstagrammer and she is a hopeless romantic, but she is not doing too well in the love department. She's had her heart broken 10 times by 10 different men, and she's very into romance tropes. And Tara is hoping that her romance trope is going to be second chance romance, so she decides to revisit all of her exes in the hope of finding the perfect second chance romance. And she gets her roommate Trevor, who is a firefighter, to to actually help her with this mission. But obviously her second chance romance doesn't really go to plan because she will end up falling in love with Trevor. Give me a book with characters who love books and I will most likely really enjoy it. So let's start reading X's and O's. Guys, I'm only 19 pages in and I don't want to jinx it, but I'm already sensing a 5-star read with this one because it is so fun. I am already relating to the characters, specifically Tara. She is a big mood and I feel like a lot of us readers can relate to her. Chapter 1 started off with bad luck for Tara because she thinks she's gonna have a meet cute with this stranger on the train, but she actually gets mugged by that guy. And then let's just say Trevor and Tara don't get the best first impression of each other, just based on how Tara meets him for the first time when she moves into the apartment, which I'm not going to say, but it's so funny. Also, she's wearing a sweater that says non-fictional feelings for fictional men. If that isn't me, I don't know what is. Like, I need a sweater that says that, please and thank you. Also, we get little transcripts of posts that Tara uploads onto her booktok and bookstagram, which I think is so fun. I love when books do that. And as someone who is a booktuber and a bookstagrammer, I can already relate to a lot of what Tara is saying and doing, and I'm just really enjoying the book so far. Like, if I've already got such good things to say about the book 19 pages in, this is definitely a good sign. Okay, so I've just got up to the part where Tara has decided on the plan to create her own second chance romance, and turns out it was her grandma that actually gave her the idea, because her grandma pretty much did the same thing where she had gone through the list of her past ex-lovers to find her own second chance romance trope, which is so funny. But Tara's grandma is the person that inspired her to do this herself. So Tara's literally gone through and listed her ex-boyfriend. It's giving Blank Space by Taylor Swift vibes, but we've got Daniel, who is her childhood love, Tommy, her 9th grade boyfriend, Jack, student senate boy, Cody, high school sweetheart, Jeff, Frosh Week fling, Zion, campus bookstore cutie, Brandon, world traveler, the one who got away, Linus, Brandon rebound, Mark, book club intellectual, and Seth, ex-fiance. So she's going through her ex-boyfriend list and going through which ex-boyfriends she wants to revisit, and she's hoping to make one of them her Valentine's Day date. So that's basically where her second chance romance trope plan even started. All started with her grandma, and I love it.
A few moments later.
I have literally been laughing so hard. Tara has posted a poll on her bookstagram, and she's basically taking everyone along with her second chance romance escapade. She is like, which ex-boyfriend do you think I should revisit first? Vote in the poll on my stories. It is so funny. Honestly, would make for such a fun video though. And Trevor is just like, I think my roommate is a psychopath. Also, Tara is so cute. She literally has a shoebox filled with every single memento from her past ex-boyfriends. Like, she's got tickets, love letters, little things to kind of remember her past dates and stuff. And I think that is so sweet. Like, that is so adorable. She's an absolute hopeless romantic. And I just love seeing Trevor's reaction to all of this because he is so like put off by love. He doesn't really believe in relationships or anything, and Tara is the complete opposite. So it is so funny to see that, and I'm so excited to see Tara rope Trevor into helping her with the second chance romance mission. Tara's having a little self-care day, and her self-care routine is literally me. This includes a bag of chips, a stack of my favorite books, my rom-com soundtrack playlist, and my weighted blanket. Literally me. And she is a huge fan of pickles, and she goes to McDonald's with Trevor, and Trevor literally gives her all of the pickles on his burger, and I'm like, yep, that is literally me, because I am a huge fan of pickles, specifically pickles from McDonald's burgers. chef's kiss. And also Tara isn't like the best at cooking and baking, and Trevor actually knows how to cook and bake, so they're baking a cake together and it is so cute. And he's actually now helping her with getting a date set up with one of Tara's exes. I think this ex is the college boyfriend that got away, but I'm officially quarter of the way through. I'm up to chapter 10, which is on page 87. Hello, it has been a few days since I last updated you guys because I was so busy at work this whole week, so I didn't have any free moment to actually pick up the camera and give you an update. But I finished X's and O's during the week. I actually finished this book on the commute to work. So I read this on the train and I finished it, and oh my god, I really wish I did capture some of my reactions to certain parts of this book because I was giggling. I was crying at one point, mainly during the epilogue, because it was so sweet. I loved how it ended, and I was literally like, I was actually full on laughing out loud for so many parts of this book because it is so funny. Probably the funniest rom-com I have read. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I tabbed it so you know if I've annotated the book, it is a good one. I finished this one 2 days ago, so I've had time to think about it, and my goodness, this book has already been living in my head rent free. I was hanging out with Shelby yesterday and I was like spending at least 5 to 10 minutes telling her about this book and literally laughing while I was explaining some things that happened in this book, because I was like, doesn't this female main character sound like me? Because it is literally me. If that doesn't convince you to read this book, I don't know what will. But I loved everything about this book. I'm already going to tell you guys my rating because I have had time to think about it, and this is 100% 5 stars. I think this is so far my favorite book of 2023. I thought I would just read some of my favorite quotes from the book though before we pick out my next read. So this is what Trevor says to Tara: I needed to come home and tell you that I want all the things you want, that I'm capable of giving you everything, and I don't want to go slow because I can barely breathe when I think about living my life without you. I want to complain while you watch Disney movies. I want to alphabetize your books. That got me. That got me. I want to read with you at night. I want to tolerate your mess. I want a family one day. I want to literally do anything as long as it means being with you because I'm so in love with you. I don't know what to do with myself. I literally reread that part so many times because it was so freaking cute. Oh, there's another one. Oh, here. Tara's like, I'm just so happy. And Trevor's like, even if you're not getting your second chance romance. And Tara's like, Trevor, you are a million times better than any trope I could ever dream of. There's just so many cute things in this book. Like, their relationship is just so sweet. I love it so much. And the fact that Trevor is really not a romance type of guy, and he knows that Tara is so into romance books, and he tries his best to, like, you know, do sweet gestures. Like, he really knows her. He knows how sentimental Tara is. There's also this one part in this book where Tara goes on a date with one of her exes and the date doesn't show up, and she hates eating alone. Like, it gives her anxiety, and she texts Trevor and is like, I think he stood me up, because she's waiting there for like half an hour, and he literally like puts on his best suit, runs to the restaurant and pretends to be her date so she's not sitting there eating alone and feeling embarrassed at the restaurant. And I'm like, I need myself a Trevor, because he is definitely up there as one of my favorite book boyfriends. Like, I did not think that he would be one of my favorite book boyfriends at all, especially because he started off as kind of like a player, but by the end of the book I was like, I love everything. I love the characters, I love the setting, I love the side characters, I love everything about this book. If I haven't already convinced you to read this book, I don't know what else will, because I genuinely love this book so much, and I'm so glad that I picked this as one of the books that I wanted to read in this romance reading vlog, because I so could have done a whole dedicated reading vlog on this book if I knew I was gonna love this much. Anyways, I feel like I've been talking way too much about this one book, but like, genuinely guys, I love this one so much. I could talk about it for ages, but I want to read at least 2 more books in this reading vlog, so I'm gonna go pick out my next read. I have chosen Every Summer After by Carly Fortune to read next. The only thing I know is that this is a childhood friends to strangers to lovers, and it's a then and now perspective. The tagline just says 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. It's giving people we meet on vacation vibes, like that tagline. It's very similar to that book. am 50 pages into Every Summer After, so I thought I would jump on here and give you guys my thoughts so far. It's giving me so much of People We Meet on Vacation vibes. Like, there's so many parallels between those two books. So this one is then a now perspective, so you get the now perspective from the current day and the then perspective, which follows Percy, our main female character, who goes on like a summer trip every year since she was like 13 up until she's like 18 to this little small town lake house where she meets Sam, who is like the same age as her, and they hit it off straight away. They're best friends, hang out every single day for the summer, and they do that every single year. But apparently something went wrong on the last summer trip when they were 18, and it happened around Thanksgiving time, and I don't know what happened, what went down, because they lost contact from each other after that period, and now they're 30. They haven't seen each other in over a decade, and now in present day time they have to meet again because Sam's mother passed away because she had cancer. Percy is going back to that lake house for the funeral. It's actually quite sad. I wasn't expecting this book to be having so much emotional depth already, and oh my gosh guys, I got so emotional on the page that I just got up to, so that's why I thought I'd come on here and update. Sam and Percy have reunited now after not seeing each other for over a decade since the incident that happened during Thanksgiving, which we don't know what that is yet. I just hope that like whatever happened during Thanksgiving that made them fall apart is not something so stupid that could be easily fixed, because that would annoy me. But it seems like there's no real animosity towards each other when they meet again. When Sam sees Percy again for the first time, the first thing he does is he literally goes up to her, hugs her, and he still smells like sun and soap and something new that she doesn't recognize, and the first thing he says to her is, "You came home." Literally, that's the first thing he says. Doesn't say hello, nothing. "You came home." That's the first thing he says. I was like, oh my god, I'm literally so emotional right now. So because Sam's mom knew that she was dying because she had cancer, she had kind of already let Sam know how she wants her funeral to go. Sam's mom wanted to have everyone here for a party after she passed, so it won't be like so depressing after the funeral, and she wanted like crustless egg salad sandwiches, and she even made like cabbage rolls and stuff that she wanted served months ago when she was still well enough, and put them in the freezer. That got me so emotional because it's like food that she had already pre-prepped and froze, and it's like her last food that they would be able to eat, and they're never going to be able to eat her food again. Like, that hit me in the feels. Oh my gosh. This is from the then perspective from the second year of the summer trip. The first year Percy gave Sam a friendship bracelet, and the next year when they come back again for Thanksgiving, he's still wearing the bracelet, and apparently he never takes it off, and his mum wanted to wash it, and he was like freaking out thinking it would get ruined in the washing machine, and they had to hand wash it because it was so sentimental. Their friendship is just adorable. She did not. I just got up to the plot twist. If you know, you know. I mean, I kind of saw it coming, but like, I was hoping it wouldn't happen. What the heck? Oh no. I've only got like 20-30 pages left, so I'm just gonna finish this off and then give you guys my final thoughts, spoiler free of course. I just finished Every Summer After, and guys, I literally don't even know what to think about this book at the moment. As soon as I got up close to the plot twist, I was like, I can feel this book kind of going downhill. And I will say though, the reason why Sam and Percy stopped all contact with each other 12 years ago was an actual legitimate reason. So I'll give the book that, because sometimes when it comes to this like second chance romance type of situation, the falling out that they have is always over something so stupid. But in this book, it was like a legitimate reason as to why they chose not to be together. But at the same time, I just wasn't really feeling it, and I feel like Sam just deserves the entire world. I loved his character. He was the epitome of golden retriever boyfriend vibes. Percy was quite unlikable majority of the time. She was kind of giving me anti-hero vibes, like it's her, she's the problem, it's her. And I don't know, I feel like the ending was a little rushed in the sense that even though Sam and Percy had these 12 years to kind of forgive each other, or I guess Sam to forgive Percy over what happened, it felt too quick of a resolution between the two of them to go straight back to each other. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I feel like my thoughts on this book that I'm like verbalizing is kind of all over the place, because that's how my thoughts are at the moment, because I literally only just finished this book and came on here to give you an update on what I thought. But yeah, I'll obviously give you guys my final rating of this book at the end of this reading vlog. But I will say, with the amount of hype that this book has on BookTok, it didn't really meet my expectations, but that's probably also just due to the fact that I've seen nothing but good reviews. I don't think I've heard a single bad review about this book, so I feel really like awkward kind of saying that I didn't enjoy this book as much as I thought I would. It is time to read the 4th romance book in this reading vlog. I don't know if this is going to be the final book that I read in this reading vlog, because there is also another book that I was hoping to read in this vlog, but I don't think I'll be able to get to it in time because I do want to upload this on a specific date, so we'll see how we go. But the next book I want to read is quite anticipated for me because I love this author, and that is The Cheat Sheet. We follow Nathan and Bree. They have been best friends since high school, and now Nathan is a famous football player. They have been mutually pining for each other for years, but neither of them realize that the other actually has feelings. But now they're actually forced to fake date. That is what I know about this book. I really hope I like this one because I adore Sarah Adams. I'm only 2 chapters in, but Nathan and Bree are literally so close. They are absolute besties, and Nathan has a girlfriend. His girlfriend is so mad over the fact that Bree is over at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning with donuts and coffee for Nathan, and his girlfriend is just like, respect your boundaries, because like, I'm literally his girlfriend, like you shouldn't be coming over here and having like your own apartment key. And to be honest, even though his girlfriend is like very snooty, she has a point though. Like, if I was dating Nathan and his girl best friend was coming over with donuts and coffee and has her own apartment key and her own guest room, I would be feeling quite suspicious as well. So like, even though you're not meant to be liking this girlfriend and you're meant to be rooting for Bree and Nathan, she kind of has a valid point. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading. I'm loving Nathan though. He's giving golden retriever energy and we love that. To page 112, which is on chapter 13, and this book has just put me in the best mood ever. I just love Nathan and Bree. They are just so sweet and wholesome characters. They have now just agreed to do their fake dating deal because Bree spills her guts to a reporter while she's drunk, saying that she's in love with Nathan, and now Nathan's agent is like, you guys need to date. I don't care if it's real, I don't care if it's fake, you need to date for 4 weeks. But the chapter that I just finished was so funny because Nathan and his football teammates, they all know that Nathan's been in love with Bree, and they're in Nathan's apartment with a giant whiteboard coming up with different ideas to swoon Bree while they're fake dating, like holding hands and like date ideas, like how to kind of show her that he is more than just like, you know, a best friend. And it's just so cute because you can see how much he wants Bree, and I just love it so much. It's so cute. God, guys, I just realized it is just past midnight. It is 12:03 a.m. and I've just basically been sitting on the couch for the last couple of hours straight, binge reading The Cheat Sheet. I am almost finished. I'm up to page 249, so I'm 85% through the book. This is one of the books where I'm reading and I just don't even realize the time clearly. This book also has panic attack and mental health representation, representation. The chapter that I just read, in my opinion, I felt like represented panic attacks in such a realistic way, and I appreciated that so much. And also it was Nathan who was having the panic attacks as well, which I also appreciated even more, because I feel like when it comes to books you don't really see much mental health and panic attack representation specifically in male characters. So I just really appreciated that Sarah Adams was able to do that so well. But I'm really excited to finish off this book because the chapter that I ended off with was Bree and Nathan finally admitting their real feelings for each other. Only took like 85% of the book to get to this point, but so worth it. But yeah, we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow morning to give you guys my final review of this book. Guys, I finished the cheat sheet this morning and this one did not disappoint in the slightest. All I want from Sarah Adams now is a book about the rest of Nathan's teammates, because I love them as side characters in this one, and Nathan and Bree, their chemistry was so real, and I'm so glad that they got their happily ever after. This book, like I said, is the definition of a cozy hug. All of Sarah Adams' books are like that, honestly. She does not disappoint at all. I feel like this was the perfect book to end off this little romance reading vlog. I was hoping to squeeze in one last book, but I really want to have this video uploaded in the next couple of days. But yeah, this was such a fun reading vlog to do because romance is my favorite genre to read from, so I had such a blast filming this. But I thought I would just go through and do a final recap of the 4 books that we read and my final ratings. Also, can we talk about the fact that I literally annotated every single one of the books that I read in this reading vlog? So like when they're stacked up like this, they look so good. The cheat sheet I'm rating 4 stars. So cute, so wholesome. Better Than the Movies is going to be 4 stars. Also, I heard that there's going to be a sequel to this book coming out next year, and I'm so excited to get more of Wes and Liz. But this one was so fun. I loved all the rom-com and Taylor Swift references in this one. This one was also a really wholesome read as well, and I loved it, so well deserved 4 stars. Every Summer After, this is going to be an unpopular opinion and a very unpopular rating because I know this one is super popular on booktok, but I rated this one 3 stars, and 3 stars isn't even a really bad rating. Like, I enjoyed 50% of the book, but after the plot twist and that ending, it just didn't hit for me and I didn't really enjoy it, so that's why it's getting 3 stars. And last but certainly not least, in this reading vlog I discovered a new favorite book of mine, and that is X's and O's by Amy Lee. This book is currently living rent-free in my head. I loved every minute of this book. I loved Tara and Trevor. They were so adorable and I could relate so much to Tara, which I think is the main reason why I love this book so much, and I cannot recommend this enough. If you love romance, you need to at least add this to your TBR because I love this so much. Chef's kiss, fantastic. Literally infinity stars. I love this book so much. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Anyways, that is it for my little romance reading vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching and coming along and seeing my thoughts, ratings, and reviews of these 4 books. And let me know if there's any specific bookish videos you guys would like to see from me. And if you guys enjoyed watching this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below. I post new videos every single week. And follow me on all my social medias. I post a ton on there as well. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!